Is sugar making you tired? Have you ever noticed that you just want to go for a really quick snack to get a little bit more energy, but then you find about an hour later that you've just completely crashed? Well, this happens to me too. And over 10 years ago, I realized that I really had a problem with sugar. When my energy was getting drained, I was having palpitations and just not feeling good. So I've been able to change that, and I want to show you one of the ways I've been able to do it. So I'm going to show you a little example of what's been going on. So one of the amazing things we're able to do now is reflect on our own body. We can become our own experiments of what's going on with our health. So when we begin to make better choices, we can actually start to feel better as well. So here's two examples. So this is my blood sugar monitor. You can see it here. There's a thin blue line. It's not really going very far. The upper limit that's on the screen, the blue, is actually a 6.5. So it's still not a diabetic threshold, but you can see I'm well under the line. This was a really healthy breakfast. I had 2 slices of whole grain toast. I had a banana, an avocado, and I had eggs. And my numbers stayed stable and I felt good. Okay. This was a key. I was feeling good. But then what happened? I want to show you how things can impact. So then here is my lunch. And for lunch, I said, I'm going to try a few things out. I said, I want to really see what this cookie is going to do to me. So I wanted to have the snack. It was a little bit bigger than what I would usually have as a snack. This was a really healthy lunch. It was a salad with some paneer, which is a grilled cheese that I put on top of it, lots of lettuce, lots of vegetables, and I had a half of a cookie. Look at the numbers here. So my blood sugar went up. You can see that rise at the top. It actually went up to about 9, which is still under a diabetic threshold. But guess what happened afterward? I didn't feel so good. I had some brain fog and I felt like I was crashing down. And then I went on, this was yesterday, and then at supper time, I actually wasn't hungry, but then I started craving salt. And then I noticed, wow, what's going on? And this is because sugar and this crash that we see that can happen can begin to impact your metabolism. So is this happening to you? Have you ever noticed it? It's almost like sometimes you're on a roller coaster, right? So you're trying to make a choice and then you eat the food and then 2 hours later you feel that you're back to square one again because you're hungry again. So for me, how does this kind of come about in my body? So I feel tired. I used to feel really cranky if I didn't eat or if my blood sugar was dropping, but I also used to feel a lot of brain fog. And actually, as that cookie was going up in my blood system, I could just feel something overcoming me that didn't feel quite right. It was really like I was getting a sugar crash. But also then sometimes I feel kind of anxiety or a little bit irritable. So is this what sugar might be doing to you? We know now through psychiatry and through research that we can see the impact that sugar has on mood and mood disorders, not only just fatigue, but true mental illness. We see associated with anxiety, with bipolar disorder, and even schizophrenia. If you've ever heard of Dr. Chris Palmer, he's written a book about metabolic psychiatry, and they're actually using low sugar diets in psychiatric units, so mental health facilities of hospitals, to help people to improve their mood and to feel better. And this is what we all want. We want to have optimal energy. So how can you break free? So how can you overcome this sugar roller coaster? So number one is really trying to match whole foods. So when we tend to eat sugar on its own, we can see those big spikes. Our source of sugar can be it. So for me, it was a processed cookie with lots of chocolate chips, even though I had it with my lunch. So cutting down on processed food can be number one. Adding lots of fiber to your meals. So you saw my breakfast, and at breakfast, I had 2 eggs, a banana, an avocado, and toast, and my sugar barely rose up because I had a lot of fiber with that meal. Remember, avocados are an amazing source of fiber. So the next thing is making smarter choices. So we know that ultra processed food is the worst thing that we can do for ourselves. And I think the growth of the metabolic disease and obesity, and I would say even the growth of our mental illness that we're having is because of over processed food. It's lacking nutrients. It makes us want to crave more and more. And because we don't get the nutrition from it, we just kind of keep eating and then weight gain and everything happens. So sticking with whole foods, which is real foods, okay, just real foods, fruits and vegetables that you will buy, milk, grains, whole foods. And then the other is paying attention to our eating. We see so much mindless eating today. So what does this mean? It means that you get in your car, you go through McDonald's, you stop at Tim Hortons at the drive-thru, you're drinking your coffee, you're eating your sandwich while you're driving on the road. So your body, number one, doesn't really have time to pay attention to digestion. And then you might notice an hour later you're feeling really bloated because you couldn't release your digestive enzymes to absorb the food. But also, we're not sending that signal to our brain for quality food. So what does mindful eating mean? It means sitting down, having your meals at the table, not scarfing things down at the counter, making a place for food, slowing down, taking a few breaths, or saying a little prayer or blessing for your food that you're about to eat, right? Remember, food is nourishing our body so that we can feel our optimal, so that we can function and that we can focus our brain. So slow down, eat your meals more slowly, chew your food. We don't have to rush through our meals. So this is about mindful eating. And these are some little steps that can help you to break free from this sugar addiction that we're all having, but also to break free from these highs and lows, from feeling hungry to feeling tired and exhausted. So if you would love to share with me, I'd love to hear, what is your biggest struggle when it comes to sugar and your fatigue or your energy? What is it that you struggle the most with? And if you want to learn a little bit more, and if you want to dive a little bit deeper with me to see what's going on with blood sugar, to learn a lot more tips and tricks that can help you to overcome this roller coaster of poor energy and anxiety, then I'd love for you to join me next week. I'm going to be doing a 5-day, just 5 blood sugar challenge. I'm going to be doing this with my new health coach, Natalie Dennett. So Natalie and I are going to come to you every day for 5 days. We're going to share tips on what we're able to do to have healthier eating habits, to overcome this roller coaster, to improve our energy, and just to feel better. So if you want to join us completely free, please click the link, and we'd love to see you there next week. Take care. Have a wonderful weekend, everybody.